As 681 Shadow, and welcome to CPC Season 4, Week 2. And for this week, we are going up against Turkey, coach of the Toronto Luxrays. And he definitely has a very solid team. So it was a bit interesting to prep for this team. I brought some interesting stuff this week, for sure. So just quickly go over what I brought. I brought a defensive Mew to be able to take on the Lopunny mainly, and then just some coverage moves on it. And then I have the Dusclops, which is a very interesting set. Shoutouts to the AG Battler. He recommended this set for me. It's a for the Reuniclus. If the Reuniclus is Magic Guard, it's a skill swap Toxic Hex set, along with Pain Split at the end, which is it's a really nice set, which definitely is going to help to take out the Reuniclus, which is a pretty big threat, as I really wasn't sure how I was going to deal with it before I got that set. So next up we have Porygon 2, and Porygon 2 was designed to not only be one of our tanky mons, but also it was able to 1v1 his Milotic pretty decently with the Thunderbolt, and just some other coverage moves for other mons, like Ice Beam for the Zygarde, things like that. And then we had Rotom, which was pretty standard, other than that we ran the HP Steel for the Diancie, which could really knock it down. If he's specially defensive, it doesn't kill, but it does a lot of damage. And then Scolipede is another pretty standard set. We're running SD, Earthquake, Mega Horn, and Rock Slide. And then lastly, we have a very interesting set that I was surprised that I came up with this one, because I was having trouble for the last mon. I was like, what can I do for this last mon? And then when I saw how much damage this would do, then I was like, yeah, I want to do this set. So we are running an Adamant Choice Banded Hitmontop, which is actually really powerful. With it has what is it? It has Mach Punch, Bullet Punch, Return, and High Jump Kick. So that's gonna be doing a lot of damage. And if the Lopunny doesn't have Fake Out, which I would think it does, or if I get this thing in on the Lopunny, I could do a big chunk of damage with Mach Punch. But it's definitely a very solid set, and I think now we're just gonna play the battle and see if we can pick up another win. So, or not another win, our first win. So press play, and so I lead off with the Hitmontop as he leads off with the Registeel here. Now, this was one of the calcs I did before the match when I was building the set, and if he's like standard, especially defensive Registeel, I kill with High Jump Kick. So this felt like a good lead for the most part, because I could have led Mew predicting Lopunny, but if he led with this thing, then I wouldn't be able to do much damage, and he could probably like get up rocks or something. Or like if I led with like, I definitely wasn't leading with Dusclops, definitely wasn't leading with Porygon. I could have led with Scolipede, which would have also made him switch, and I could have gotten up in SD, but I felt like this would be really good, as it'd be able to take out the Registeel. So here I'm just gonna click High Jump Kick. It's gonna do a lot of damage to whatever comes in. Probably it's gonna do the least to Reuniclus, which I actually didn't calc before this, but he's gonna switch out into the Reuniclus. I get the High Jump Kick, and it does almost half, and I was like, wow. I didn't expect it to do like half to the Reuniclus. So that was really cool, and I probably should have calculated this and see how much it would have done, seeing if I wanted to risk the roll or not. I think that was a high roll, the 48% there. So, but it's crazy how the Hitmontop does a lot of damage to this thing, which is really nice. So here I'm gonna switch into the Dusclops and see that he's Assault Vested, which is good to know, and he's gonna go for the Psychic. And the Assault Vest is good to know because now we know he's not Recover, and because he's not Recover, that tells me that he's probably Regenerator, seeing as Reuniclus would want some form of recovery. So he's going to switch out right now into the Megalopony as I go for the Toxic, and he's gonna reveal here that he has Facade, which is a very nice bring on Turk's part. But I go for the skill swap here, which is going to force him out because now he doesn't have Scrappy, so he can't. So he has nothing that can hit me. So he's gonna switch in. He's gonna switch here into Registeel, which gives me a free pain split, so I can get back up to almost full, which is really nice. And now I'm gonna switch out here, and I'm gonna go into the Rotom as he goes for the Toxic and misses, which is a bit unfortunate. But that allows me to go for Overheat as he switches into Diancie. But sadly, I do miss the Overheat. That really would have helped, but we do have HP Steal for it later. So now we go into Porygon, which can take anything that it has, and as he goes into the Thundurus here, as he's going to set up a nasty plot, I'm going to go for the Ice Beam, which does a huge chunk of damage to him. And here, my thought process was that, okay, he could be like the two things, because this is a Zmon, and I was like, okay, the two Z moves that I would most expect him to bring are Z Fighting or Z Dark, for respectively for Porygon and Dusclops, and I feel like he could have been baiting me to switch into Dusclops, but at the same time, looking at the matchup, I felt like because he didn't bring the Milotic, Porygon had like less use in this because I do have Ice Beam on the Mew, take on the Zygarde, and Mew's defensive. So I felt like we could get rid of we could sack off the Porygon here. So that's what I'm gonna do. He's gonna go for Z all out pummeling. I'm not sure if I would have lived the Z Dark move, but anyway, I go into Hitmontop trying to revenge it, but he wants to switch out, preserving that thing for now. So I just click Mach Punch, which is 14% to the Reuniclus. And now I'm going to switch into the Dusclops, seeing his Assault Vest, as he's going to make a double into the Registeel. So I have to switch out right here into the Hitmontop, as he's going to set up his rocks, and I can go for a high jump kick again, but the Reuniclus is back up at full, so we're going to get it down, and I think that may have been that was like a lower roll than I had. So he's going to switch right there, go into the I'm going to switch to go into the Dusclops, as he's going to click Psychic, which doesn't do too much to me, but now he's going to switch into the Registeel as I go for the Toxic there, trying to Toxic the Reuniclus, seeing if he just wants to wear down my my Dusclops. But now I go into the Rotom, he hits the Toxic here, and then now he's going to switch into the Reuniclus as I try to predict the Diancie coming in, so I go for the Hidden Power Steel, which doesn't really help me too much, because I had hit, I could have gotten good damage on the Reuniclus here. So now he's gonna go for the Shadow Ball here, get a special defense drop, and use Psychic to just knock me out. So we're not looking good here. So we're gonna set up Scolipede, and he's definitely gonna switch. So I decided to set up a Swords Dance, and this was a very crucial moment in the battle here, because at this point I'm at +2. I'm a +2 attack. I'm gonna get +1 speed, and I should be able to take this thing out no problem, because I have Rock Slide, so I can take this thing out, and then I'll be at +2. Mega Horn for the Reuniclus. I have Mega Horn for the Reuniclus. I could Mega Horn the Zygarde. Lopunny would just have Fake Out, but I can take that out probably with like an Earthquake. And then Diancie was Air Balloons. That would be like the only issue I would have there. But everything else can be taken out with this thing. But this turn is crucial because, as you see here, I do miss the Rock Slide, which effectively costs me the game because he's able to knock me out right there, and now I have no way of dealing with this because he wants to switch it out. So in the end, we are gonna get 6-0'd. I'm gonna put up the fast because that point of the battle, just at that point, there's no way I could deal with Reuniclus anymore. I still had my Lopunny check, but he wasn't going to switch it in at this point. And I missed another Overheat, just putting even more salt on the wound. Then Mew just gets knocked out. He switches into the Registeel because he wants to toxic me and try to stall that out. I go for Earth Power, reveals he's Shucka, which is nice. As he goes for the toxic to try to wear me down, and he's gonna go back into Reuniclus, and from here he just proceeds to kill my Muse. So that's gonna be it for CPC Season 4 Week 2. We do get 6-0'd, which is very unfortunate, and next week we're facing off against the Verd, coach of the Adelaide Zydingos, which is another tough divisional opponent. So hopefully we can pull out a W there, but we do play Turk again later on in the season since we are divisional rivals. So hopefully we can have a fair game, a fair and not hacksy game later down the road. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this week of CPC. Thank you all for watching. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and share this video. I will see you all next time.